Hello and welcome to Noodle Arm Productions. Today we'll be going over my preseason 2023 MLB tier list. Now, obviously, S is going to be World Series favorites, the best of the best. Then Oakland is going to be Oakland. Getting us started, the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers just aren't a very good team. There's nothing that pops out on them. They have a few good prospects like Torkelson coming up. Their rotation is okay, but for the 2023 season, I can't give them more than a high D, low C. I just don't see anything very good on Detroit's team that's going to pop out. The Pittsburgh Pirates are next. I like the Pirates team. Now, their rotation still sucks. That's very obvious. But their lineup is coming together quite well. And I think in the future, it could be a very good start to making another good team in Pittsburgh. I mean, you have Brian Hayes, you have O'Neal Cruz. Re-signing Andrew McCutchen is going to be really, really good. They're getting players in that will be cornerstones for this team. I really, really, really like their lineup. I'm going to give them a high C. They're not B yet because of that rotation, but in the next few years, look out for Pittsburgh. Next, the Angels. The Angels should be an A team. With Trout, Ohtani, trading for Hunter Renfroe, Taylor Ward, Jared Walsh. I mean, there's just so many players that they should be at least A, but they just can't get it together. The rotation looks much better. Everything looks good. I think they make the postseason. I don't think they go very far because it's the Angels, but I'm going to give them a high B right now, maybe A later, but the Angels should be really good. They should be, but knowing the Angels, they'll probably waste Trout and Ohtani for another year. The White Sox. The White Sox time is up. I mean, Jose Abreu being a cornerstone, leaving for the Astros is just gut-wrenching. They didn't do much this offseason that really gets you going. They signed Andrew Benintendi, and that's about it. Nothing else is there. I don't see them even making the postseason, really. They're just not there anymore, which really stinks for Sox fans. So for them, I'm gonna give them a low B, but they're teetering on C. Next, the San Diego Padres. Just an S team. Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth. Come on, man. Blake Snell, Yu Darvish, Josh Hader. Just get out of here, man. They're just an unfair team. They're better than the Dodgers. They should. It's World Series or bust now for the Padres. They're a good, good, good team, and everybody should be afraid of the Padres right now. Next on the list, Kansas City. Just like the Tigers, there's nothing really that pops out for Kansas City. Kansas City, though, has a few better prospects like Venisco. I know I said his last name wrong. I apologize. But he's going to be a really, really, really good first baseman. I see a lot that's going to be good for Kansas City. It's just not there yet. That's why I'm going to give them a D. It will be there soon, though. It will be there soon. Next on the list, the Cubs. Everybody's on this Cubs train now. I can't get on it. I mean, you get Bellinger. Dansby Swanson is a good signing. I don't know how good he is, though. That's a very debatable deal. I think that's going to be a very telltale sign for the Cubs season is how Dansby does. The rotation isn't there yet. Give it another year or two and it will be. Their lineup could be good. It could be really good. Seiya Suzuki with another year, he's going to be a monster eventually. I mean, they have the deal. Ian Happ, Nico Horner, Eric Hosmer. They have keystones there. Trey Mancini. I just don't see it all coming together. They're banking on a lot of people having a rebound season. I don't see it yet. So I'm going to give them a C, but also at the same time, they could pop into B later into the season. Next is the Rockies. the Rockies are almost as bad as Oakland. I mean, with their owner saying that they could play 500 baseball, that's practically embarrassing. They are there's nothing to be excited about. I'm sorry, Rocky fans. There's just nothing there. I'd pick a new team about now, honestly. They're just not there. They're not good. And it doesn't seem there's a care to be good. So they're obviously second to last. Next, the Houston Astros. I don't even need to. Just obvious. I'm putting them behind the Padres, though. But, I mean, good Lord. They lose Verlander, and they still look like a World Series favorite. They don't stop. I don't know what's up with them, what's in the water in Houston or whatever, but they cannot miss on a prospect or whatever right now. They just continue to be good, and again, they should be a World Series favorite. Next, the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers are a good team. They are not an S team, but they are a very good team. They have a three-headed monster in their rotation, Burns, Woodruff, Peralta, that if they perform how they should, they will be a deadly combo. Their lineup is becoming sneaky good. Is it extremely good? No, but they are good. And if Yelich can eventually have that bounce back season that I continuously think he will have one of these seasons, Milwaukee will be a real threat. Their bullpen looks decent with Williams in the back now. I personally think that's a little better than Hader, but that's up for debate. Milwaukee's an A team. They have to be. They're a really good team. I think, in my opinion, they're favorites to win the Central. There's no true weakness, but there's also, outside of starting pitching, no true, man, they're the best in that. Maybe on closer, maybe, but that's debatable because Edwin Diaz. Next, the Minnesota Twins. The Twins are good. They're not great. They're not ecstatic. Byron Buxton just makes plays all over the place. Their pitching rotation is okay. Their bullpen is going to be teetering one of the best. Carlos Correa coming back is huge for them. I think they have a shot at winning the AL Central. I don't know if they'll get very far in the playoffs, but I most definitely see them able to win a weak AL Central. Maybe the Guardians have something to do with that, but outside of that, I like the Twins. I like the Twins odds to make the playoffs. I'll give them a solid B. Next, the Mets. Everybody wants Steve Cohen as their owner. Buy everyone. Waste all the money. He's gonna have Ohtani soon. It's not fair. Good team. Bought good team. Everybody's good on there. I don't really think maybe their outfield's a weakness. Conforto, Marte. I don't really see much of a weakness in their lineup. Just good team. Oakland. The Mariners. Mariners are an A. I like their rotation. I like their lineup. Ty France is a god. They're a good team. They're a solid team. Next on the list, the Texas Rangers. Man, I like Texas. They are spending money now. They should also be a playoff team. Their lineup is going to mash. Their only area of weakness is the outfield, and I think they make an acquisition before the season to deal with that. Their rotation looks like one of the best now. It went from one of the worst to one of the best. DeGrom instantly makes everything good. Heaney in that rotation looks good. Texas is finally going to be competing for a playoff spot again. Give them a high B, low A. And then Washington Nationals. They're like Detroit and Kansas City. They got some good prospects coming. They're not there yet, but give it time and they will be. Like CJ Abrams will be a really, really, really good shortstop. I'm going to give them a low C. I think they're better than Detroit in them, but most definitely keep an eye on them for the future because trading Juan Soto might be one of the best things that happens to them. Next on the list, Toronto Blue Jays. Just going to mash. They're going to hit their way to a playoff spot. That's what they're going to do. I mean, they have a good 1-2 punch with I can't say his name. Anyways, Gosman and Moan. Ooh, you know who I'm talking about. But going on, they're gonna hit their way. Vlad, Springer, Bichette, Jansen, whoever they have behind the plate, Kirk. I mean, they're just gonna mash their way to playoff spot. They're an A team, obviously. St. Louis Cardinals, they are just like the other bird team, the Blue Jays. They are going to mash their way to a spot if they have to. Arenado, Tyler O'Neill is going to bank on that. MVP, Goldie, Edman. They got Wilson Contreras. I think they're a good team. Do I think they win the Central? No. I think pitching is going to bite them in the butt, but I think they do the same thing as the Blue Jays, and they mash their way into a playoff spot. Next, the Orioles. Ooh. The Orioles are interesting. I could see the Orioles 100% being a playoff team, but I could see them slipping down to 70 wins again. They have a good up-and-coming team. They give them another year, and they are easily an A team. I have no doubt about that. They have things coming in Baltimore that people need to be excited about, but I don't know if it's there. I'm going to give them, they're going to be ahead of the Sox, but below the Angels. Now the Braves. They're still an ass team. They're still an ass team until they prove me wrong. Man, I get they lost Dansby, but I don't even know if it's that big of a deal with Vaughn Grisham stepping in. Their rotation's still pretty good. I mean, their lineup is just star-studded. Ronald Acuna. They traded away William Contreras to the Brewers, but I mean, that didn't even hurt their lineup. They got Sean Murphy instead. Just unbelievable lineup. Just one of the best in baseball. Next, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Again, having prospects coming up, getting ready for these prospects to come. I think they're going to be a really good team. I do. I don't think they're there yet, but they will be a good team in the future. They got Corbin Carroll. I mean, he is going to be running all over people. I mean, they got Zach Gallen. They're going to be a good team. Is it this year? Probably not, but it's coming to Arizona. These teams are being built. I mean, it's fun to watch these teams because, I mean, these prospects are going to be studs in the future for each of these teams, like the Tigers, the Royals, the Nationals, the Pirates. They just need time to develop. I'm going to give them a C behind the Pirates, but in front of the Nationals because I believe that they're that good of a team. The Red Sox. Man, you pay Devers, but, I mean, there's just too many holes. There's way too many holes, man. I can't give them above a C. I can't. I mean, I'm going low C. I can't. I mean, again, you gave Devers money, but, I mean, you lost Bogarts. I mean, Trevor Story's out for most of the season. It doesn't look good in Boston right now. It should never not look good in Boston. That's sad. Next up, Miami. Their players are either really, really good or just terribly mid. I mean, Sandy Alcantara, dude's bridging on the best pitcher in the NL, and that's a big statement to say considering everybody that's in the NL. Jazz Chisholm, he's just a blast to watch. And then you get people like Avisail Garcia that just are eating money away. They just don't need to be playing. Jacob Stallings, that's another one. Just people that don't need to be playing. So, I mean, they're a D team. They're a D team. I'm sorry. They just are. There's nothing there that I'm really scared of if I'm playing the Marlins. It's just not there. Next up, the Yankees. They're doing the same thing as the Braves, except they actually have a staff. They will mash their way into whatever they want. Aaron Judge makes his team a B team by himself. Then you add in Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Luis Severino, and then Nestor Cortez Jr. Their rotation's good. Their lineup's good. Maybe get another outfielder. Maybe get a Catcher, maybe, but Jose Trevino is pretty good in the backstop. Shortstop's always a place to add. You can go trade for a shortstop. Other than that, really, really, really good team. They should be World Series favorites every year, and they are this year. Next up, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay always has their pitching. They're always good on the pitching side, but I don't know how good they are going to be this year. So for that, I'm going to give them a B. Just good team, never really a static team. Reds, just nothing's there, man. I'm sorry, nothing's there. Next up, the Guardians. I like the Guardians. I'm going to put them right beside the Twins. They have those prospects that are coming up. They're good. Steven Kwan, I mean, come on. They have a good lineup. Their pitching's coming together. I don't think they're an A team yet. But I think by the end of the season, either the Twins or the Guardians will be an A team. Next up, the Dodgers. Just, I think the Dodgers are an A team. They're the best A team. There's just holes now. I mean, shortstop's a hole. Not second base. Their outfield's a big question mark. Their rotation's going to be good. Their bullpen's going to be good. But, I mean, there's just too many holes now. Justin Turner leaving. Trey Turner leaving. I mean, there's just holes now. They got people around, but I just see holes. Next up, the Phillies. I like the Phillies. I mean, they should be an A team. I don't think they're the best A team, but I mean, World Series run looked really good. Nothing bad about the Phillies really going on, really. Just they added Trey Turner. I mean, that makes you instantly good. Their pitching got better. I think their run was a fluke, and I don't want to seem that bad, but I mean, they're a good team. They really are. Last but not least, the Giants. The Giants are just like the forgettable West team. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, Giants fans, but they really are right now. They're stuck in the middle. They're not Dodgers or Padres, but they're not Diamondbacks, Rockies. They're just a B team. And, I mean, no offense with Carlos Correa leaving and everything like that, not signing to the Giants. They're just middle of the pack. They're a B team. They're nothing more than that. And there you have it. That is my MLB preseason 2023 list. Tell me what you think in the comments, and see ya.